So we hear about some security issues in Linux in these days, and search by yourself for more details about it. I just want to use this moment to show a way to make your system more secure. Often in security leaks or lags, they try to use the way to get access to the systems of the users through the root account. This is the most chosen way in these cases. So what I hear about the newest lags is newer kernels are affected. So the LTS kernel may be not affected, like 6.12, but the newer ones. And they choose the way to get into the root access, root account access. So one best way is to lock your root account in your system, so you close this way that they can choose the root account for this stuff. And I want to show you very easily how you can do this. So we have 3 files in etc directory. We have passwd, we have shadow, and in passwd we have, for example, when I grab the line for root, you see in passwd the users are listed, and also the default shell for each user is defined, which you can change, for example, with the command change sh. And in shadow we have in shadow there the encrypted password is written. Okay, no. And now I show you one line. Now you see, in this case, it's showing printed in German. So we don't have access because I didn't use sudo. And now you see this is an example for a line in etc shadow. And here you see first the user, and then you see a long part, and this is encrypted password, for example. And I will change this after it, so it's don't important, and it's encrypted. And important is here in this case the exclamation mark. You see the exclamation mark is not here in for a normal user, and the exclamation mark means that this account is locked. Okay, and we have with sudo passwd we can change a password, but also we can change the access for a user. And in this case, if we use -l, we can lock an account for a user. And if I could give root, for example, we lock the root account, so you can't access the root account. Now here it's in German. In this case, I so password is changed, means this. And if I grab again at the shadow about root, you see nothing is changed, the exclamation mark is there. So, and now when you look on the manual page for passwd, and we see there is also -d for delete. Again, here are some German sentences. Look in your own environment, and we have -l for lock, and we have -u or -unlock to unlock an account. So when I execute again sudo passwd and I use instead of -l -u, we unlock the root account. Password is changed. And now grab again root shadow. Now you see the exclamation mark isn't there. So the exclamation mark is always in the beginning of the second part where the encrypted password is in. So this is how you see this. And for example, you have two possibilities how to start a root shell. You can use the root login, the root user access, or you choose the sudo command and log in as sudo, as a sudo user, not directly as a root sudo, but you can get access through your user with the sudo command. It is different, okay? And sudo -i is to start a shell with your user as sudo. Okay, then you are logged in as root. So if you open the main page about sudo, you will find this about the -i command and argument. And the normal login as root is su and then not -i but -l is the normal access as root. So I try this su-l, type the password, and now I'm logged in as root. You see I have access to the root account, and this is directly through the root user. You also can exactly give su-l because l means login, and give the user the root user. But when you don't give any user, it's logging in as root. Okay, so you also can log in as other user, for example, if it would exist. But this is a normal login as root. So you see we have access as root, and now I execute again sudo passwd, not unlock, but let's log again, and password is changed. Let's grab again the root line, and you see again the exclamation mark is again inserted, so the account is locked. And now let's change, let's repeat again, as you log in, and now you see an error in authentication. So now we see I have given the right password, but it's completely it's not important which password, because the account is locked. Okay, so we have another option. We can -d delete the password for root, and now password is changed. Let's grab again the line, and now you see the long line is very short, and we have two times a colon, and in between it's empty. And now you see with the deleting, the lock of the for the root user account is deleted as well. Okay, so if you use deleting the password for the root user, make sure you execute again afterwards the lock of the root account. Yes, So, and I show you again, let's log in as root user, and now you see we are directly logged in as root because we deleted the whole password and also the log we deleted. So, and now we have execute password. We have to log again. No password is set, but we also log the account. Password is changed. We grab again, and now you see we have also the short line, and now we have only exclamation mark. And now let's try again. Log in. And now I have to give a password, but no password is set. So I can type in whatever I want. And it's completely, I don't get in no matter what. So, and this is a way log the account with passwd-l and grab the line root to look is there the exclamation mark, and now you are sure your root account is logged. And now you can, when you have set up sudo for your user, make sure you do this first. You can use the vi sudo command for the secure way, because to edit the etc sudoers file and the settings for sudo, because this command will also check that the configuration is exactly like it has to be, so you don't make failures. So this is the sudoers file, for example, and you will have if let's check wheel not found. Okay, let's jump, and now you see, for example, I have access for root and access for my user and also the sudo group, and also I have some stuff about no passwd for some comments specific, and you can set up how you want. And just an example, and this is happening through the vi sudo command. So always use the vi sudo command for set up the sudoers file, and the file is not changed. Don't edit directly the etc sudoers file. Vi sudo is the safe way, and so you set up sudo at first and then log the root account, and then you can work with sudo. So you can use sudo to execute specific commands. For example, let's do passwd and set a password for root, passwd root, and now we give a new password for root because there is no old password. Else, if there would be an old password, he would ask for the typing the old password at first. And now I can give whatever password, and now it's changed, and then we can again grab shadow, and now you see we have again a long line because the password is in an encrypted way inserted. And we see again, if you set again a password, the locking of the account is again deleted. So we I give again a new password, and now I just lock the root account again, and now we have the exclamation mark again inserted. So, and at the end I want to show you, you can use the sudo command like for the vi sudo command, or like blkit, or like mkfsxt4, or whatever root commands you want to choose. But you also can log in as sudo with your user command and start a shell with your sudo, like you would start a shell as root. And in this case you use the sudo-i command, for example, and now we are logged in as root. In this case he wasn't questioning the password because I used the sudo commands a few seconds before. So I hope this was helpful, and this login as sudo with your user is completely different as logging in as root. Again, su-l login as root, and I type a password, and now you see I was giving the right password, but he don't let me in because it's locked. So this is more secure. Have fun. This is one way. And one notice about the Debian installer: when you install Debian in the installer, on the point where the root password is questioned, leave the root password empty, and then you will always directly get the sudo installed and your primary user set up with sudo. Then you can directly use sudo. And after the installation, make sure that you lock the root account, and then it's more secure. Have fun, and we see.